Well, get set up. I recommend putting out your mat and then laying out a blanket. Like I have mine folded lengthwise in half, and just lay it down, and then take another blanket if you happen to have one, and lay down on your mat and cover up with it. Today's the day we get really super cozy, nice and warm. And then once you're all cozy on your back, just allow yourself to settle in. Give yourself permission to just be present here for this next 50 minutes or so. It's such a gift we give ourselves to practice this yoga. And especially on this longest night of the year, the shortest day, the longest night, the solstice. What an auspicious time to practice yoga. So just to remind you, this is the day when we move into the winter time, and it seems as though time stands still for a moment. And so as we come into this yoga practice, let's keep in mind that this is a really good reminder to us to take advantage of this opportunity to be still, like the sun seems to be during the solstice, and just see what wisdom is available to us in that stillness. And so if you are ready and comfortable on your back, I'll join you. Just take one hand and place it ever so gently on your belly, and one hand ever so lightly over your sweet heart. And just begin to become aware of the body, the parts of the body that are making connection with the surface beneath you. Maybe you notice some parts of the body that are sort of suspended in air, the backs of the knees, that little curve at the ankle, the neck. And notice the temperature of your air. If you're cozy under a blanket, notice that sensation of being covered. Feel the connection of the fabric of your clothes or your blanket against your skin. And then allow the breath to deepen. And as you allow the breath to deepen, feel the rise of the belly, the expansion of the ribs, and the lifting of the heart. And then as you release the air slowly through your nostrils, just feel that descension, that softening. And then begin again, nice slow breaths. Breathing in fully. And then breathing out so completely, as though you are emptying out. Just imagine you have all the time in the world to really appreciate this breath. Maybe you notice the pause at the top of the inhalation, and then another pause at the bottom of the exhalation. Good. Continue your breath. you're ready, when that feels complete, just allow your hands to rest, palms face up on the mat. And just let your breath come normally. Feeling the natural breath. Allowing the wisdom of the body to take over as we begin to move through some shapes, moving through some transitions. And as we do, just taking notice of your body and making sure you are being safe and protective of your own body, especially as we begin to warm up and we're still cold. When you're ready, reach your arms way overhead. Take a full body stretch. Give a little arch of the back and see if you can tighten up your leg muscles. And then just slowly release your arms down to the mat, palms face up again. Relax all the muscles in the legs. Again, reach overhead on your inhale. Get long. Little arch in the back. And then exhale, release your arms back to the floor. Super easy, super slow. Maybe even keep your eyes closed. One more reach. Really exaggerating the arch in the back and the flexing of the muscles in the legs. And then as you release this time, reach for your knees, draw them into your chest. Maybe rock from side to side or circle them out. Find what is going to feel good in your body just for a moment. And then find that stillness. Take a nice long exhalation, empty out. And then on your next breath in, take your arms out to a T. And on your exhalation, take your knees over to the right. Take your gaze to the left. On your inhalation, knees come back to center. And then on a slow breath, release the breath out as you take your knees over to the left. Good, just move with your breath side to side, little twisting action as we get warmed up. You might take your gaze in the opposite direction just to warm up the neck. And move with your breath, your rhythm of your breath. So good. Let's take one more each side. And then we'll take a moment to appreciate that stillness, that pause. As we hug our knees back into our chest, maybe this time the nose comes toward the knees and you curl up in a nice little comfy ball. And if you still have your blanket, you might want to remove it if you're still covered up, or you can keep it there. No rules here. Take your palms this time, place them on the mat and bend your knees so that your knees are parallel and pointing up to the ceiling. And then as you inhale, we're just going to lift the hips up into a bridge and take your arms with you overhead. And as you exhale, slowly lower down. So just the same kind of movement as we did with our twist, only moving into bridge pose. So move with your breath. And let that exhalation be long, and take any pauses that you like at the bottom of the exhale or at the top of the inhale. Maybe you want to stay in that bridge a little longer. Just warming up. We'll take one more. And then lower back down. Take a pause. Hug the knees into the chest. Maybe nose comes to knees. And then release down, extend the legs long. Take that full body stretch. Let's just put it all together. Take a nice big breath, arms overhead, full body. Exhale, knees come to nose, curl up. Inhale, Lower the head and shoulders down, and exhale, knees go to the right, gaze goes to the left. Inhale, knees come back to center, and exhale, knees to the left, gaze to the right. Good. Inhale, back to center, hug the knees in, nose to knee. And exhale, feet to the floor, palms on the floor. Inhale, lift the hips, come into your bridge pose. Maybe the arms reach up and overhead. And on your exhale, slowly lower down, knees to nose, nose to knees. And then reach up again, get long. Lengthen out the spine, arch the back, take whatever feels good, and then hug it in again. Good. Inhale, open up the arms to a T, and exhale, knees to the right, gaze to the left. Come on back to center on your inhale, and then exhale, knees to the left, gaze to the right. Good. Inhale, nose to knee. And exhale, feet to floor, knees parallel, palms down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, reach up and overhead, arch the back. And exhale, nose to knee. Let's take it one more time in sweet silence as you're ready. Good. Again, this is a time when you can make any adjustments or change it up to suit your preference, your practice. We'll meet in that full body stretch, pointing the toes, flexing, arching. And then yogi's choice, you can hug your knees in and begin to rock and roll forward and back, maybe a few times on the spine if that feels good, or just roll to one side, use the strength of your arms to press yourself up to a comfortable seat. And just notice how comfortable that seat is. And if it's not so comfy, take your blanket and tuck it under your hips and move the hip flesh out from underneath and make yourself a little more comfortable. Good. Take your shoulders, roll them up and back and down. And again, up and back and down. And one more time. Yeah. And then take your chin down to your chest. Feel that length in the back of the neck. And then gently lift your gaze up to the sky. And then round it on over to the right shoulder. And then a slow semicircle to the left. Good. Take it down to the chest and up to the sky. And then on over to the left and make a semicircle on over to the right. And then back to center. Good. Really nice. Take your arms out wide. Give yourself a hug. Reach for those shoulder blades. See if you can draw them apart. Inhale, open it up and switch the cross of your arms. Reach for your shoulder blades. See if you can pull them apart. Good. Inhale, open up again. And exhale, sweep the arms up and down to heart center. Good. Switch the cross of your legs, give your hips equal time, and take your hands out in front of you. Take a little walk forward and come into a gentle forward fold. Check in with the lower back. Let the chin bow to the chest and breathe. Take every opportunity during this practice to close your eyes and embrace that darkness, embrace that stillness. Give yourself permission to pause, to reflect. A nice big breath filling up the back body. And on your exhale, begin to walk your hands back, sitting up nice and tall. One more roll of the shoulders, just to remind the body where they need to be, down away from the ears. That's for me, as much as anybody. And then come to your mat, tucking your blanket under your knees if it's not there. Take a little Sophie shake. Should have invited Sophie in today. Spread the fingers nice and wide. And let the hands rest under the shoulders. Let the tops of the feet just rest on the floor. Find your tabletop, nice long neck, so the gaze is somewhere on the floor in front of you. And then when you're ready, come into your cow pose. Dip the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. And on your exhale, round into your cat. Press the mat away. Let the chin come to the chest. Let the tailbone track toward the floor. Good. Move with your breath, slow and easy. Find that freedom in the spine. Waking it up. Moving stagnant energy through the body. And allowing the breath to just bring that energy in, and allowing every exhale to just release what no longer serves us. Almost every yoga teacher I've ever had has said that. But it's so true. If we can just imagine our breath just sending out negativity, stress, old hurts, you can make it work for us. So let's embrace it today on this day where the darkness exceeds the light. Let's just embrace the opportunity to let go. And when you're ready, find that stillness in your tabletop. Maybe Sophie shake it out a little bit. And then take your left arm, reach it up to the sky, follow it with your gaze. Maybe take a little shoulder circle if you like. And then when you're ready, thread it through underneath the right arm. Let your left temple come to the floor. Let your right hand rest on top of the left. And then slowly lift your right arm up. And then close it off as though you're a bird just flying, opening your right wing. Your left wing will stay where it is. Move with your breath. And on this next one, we'll pause. And then lower the right hand to the left and just find stillness. See if you want to walk your fingertips on the right of the right hand out just a little bit more. And breathe. And keeping the hips right where they are. See if you want to walk your fingertips up to the right, like catty corner. And then maybe your fingertips on the right arm want to walk up and extend out from the shoulder. That is only if you don't have any injuries. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, bring that right hand to the outside of the right shoulder and begin to press your way up. Inhale. Lift the left arm up, follow it with your gaze, and exhale it back to the mat. So if you shake it out, hands under shoulders, let's take it to the other side. So we'll inhale the right arm up, and exhale, thread it through. When you're ready, let the right temple rest on the floor. Inhale, send the left arm out, up, up, out and up. Take a nice big breath, feel that stretch in the right side of the back. Keep the hips nice and squared. And on your next exhalation, bring it down to the top of the right hand. Inhale, send it up. And on your exhale, lower it back down. Good, 2 more. Your breath, your movement. And then it lands, left hand on top of right, Take your left fingertips and walk them out a little bit more if you like. Find that stretch in the left shoulder. Take a nice big breath and then walk at catty corner sideways toward the edge of the mat, past the edge of the mat. Nice big breath in, and on your exhale, maybe you take it up and reach up above. Reach out ahead of you. Take a nice big breath, and on your exhale, hand comes back to the outside of the left shoulder. Right arm lifts, follow it. And then exhale, take it down to the mat. Good. Take your hands and turn your palms so your fingertips are facing towards you. And give your forearms a little stretch. Give your wrist a little break. And lean back. Hips go back toward heels. Just enjoy that stretch. You don't have to go far. Take a nice big breath. Exhale it out. And then turn your hands back around, take them forward, bring your knees wide, big toes touch and heels sink back, coming into a child's pose. And right here, feel free to tuck a block or a blanket under your forehead if you like, or take a blanket and tuck it behind your knees. We're going to take 5 breaths here. And really deepen the breath. If it's gotten a little shallow, that's okay. Just come back to that awareness of the breath. Always the opportunity to remember the importance of the breath. Even when we forget, we have opportunities to remember right here, right now. In the stillness, feel that breath moving in through the nose, filling up nooks and crannies, all along the spine, up into the lungs. And then feel that exhalation. Allow it to soften you. Allow the hips to sink back toward the heels. And just allow any worries to fall away. Embracing that stillness. Let's take 2 more breaths together. And let the next exhalation be complete. And find that little pause. And then slowly come back up to your tabletop. Take your hands a little farther than they were in your tabletop, maybe a couple inches, and tuck the toes. Begin to lift the hips, coming into your first downward facing dog. So you might feel that movement. You might want to feel the movement of your dog taking a walk. Begin to bend one knee and then the other. Or maybe you just want to find that stillness. Wherever you are, take your gaze back towards your knees, towards your belly button, behind you somewhere, and soften the back of the neck. Just let the back of the neck be really soft, really easy. Maybe shake it out. Take one more big breath and begin to look forward and start that trek toward the front of the mat. And let your feet land under your hips, and let your knees be bent, and find your forward fold. Just give yourself permission to just hang here. Dangle is another word. Just dangle. You might want to reach for your elbows and come into ragdoll. Take a full breath here, head under heart. Unless it's not good for you, you know your body. And shake the head yes and no. We'll begin the ascent. Begin to rise slowly, keeping it slow. Keeping your gaze down toward the floor, knees bent until your spine is stacked over your hips and your shoulders rise up and your head rests nice and gently over the heart. Take a nice big breath, reach up, look up, and then exhale, hands come to heart center. And here we pause. So it's a good time to find something to gaze at that's in front of you. It's a good time to close your eyes if you like. And feel the breath moving into the body. And feel your feet grounded on the earth, your head reaching toward the heavens. Your exhalation solidifies your mountain pose. Strong and steady. Good. This is how we navigate the longest night, right? Nice and firmly rooted. Take a nice big breath, puff up the chest. Bring that courage in, that courage that helps sustain us. And when you're ready, inhale, sweep up all the light, reach up and look up, and then exhale, swan dive forward, bending the knees. Find that forward fold one more time. And then inhale, root to rise again, as though you're scooping up all the light, drawing it right down into your heart center. One more time. Be the light gatherers. Fold forward on your exhale. And inhale as you root to rise. This time we'll make the shape of a half moon by reaching for the left wrist with the right hand, leaning to the right. See if you can make some space on the left side, maybe gaze under the left arm. Breathe in, feet firmly planted. Maybe eyes are closed, maybe not. Feel how this feels in the body. Breathe in. And breathe out as you reach up again. Maybe look up, maybe lean back. And then come back up to center. Keep those fingers pointing toward the sky, but the shoulders roll down. And then reach for the right wrist with the left hand. Lean to the left. Maybe gazing under the right arm here would feel good. Full breath in. Feel that right rib cage filling up with breath, expanding. And wait for the exhalation. Come back to center, reach up, look up, maybe lean back. And then exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Let your fingertips come to the floor or blocks if you prefer. And then see if you can lengthen out the legs a little bit. Find a little more stretch in the hamstrings. Breathe in, come to a flat back. Take the hands to the fronts of the shins, the shoulders draw down and away. Nice. And then exhale, bring your hands back to the mat and step the left foot to the left side of the mat, bring it at an angle, and then scooch the right foot over to the right side of the mat. Keep that bend in the knee and begin to rise up, coming into your first warrior pose. Again, find that strength, find that stability by bringing your feet to the opposite sides of the mat. You're going to really have that stability. And breathe in and breathe out. Really settle into this warrior one pose. Feel the strength here. Draw the pinkies toward one another as you frame the ears. Frame the one ear, whatever. Good. Breathe in one more time. And as you breathe out, we're going to humble warrior. We're going to take our hands back behind us and clasp them, send them down, squeezing, opening the heart, squeezing the shoulder blades together, maybe gazing slightly up. And then with that firm footing, come into your humble warrior. Reach your head for the floor or as far as you feel like going today. Going to be different for all of us. Maybe the arms reach for the sky, coming off the back, shoulder stretch. Embracing wobbles, embracing all of it. It's all part of the greater plan, When you're ready, we're going to rise up, releasing the hands. Fingertips reach, coming back into warrior one. Good. This is so good. We're going to take the left arm forward, the right arm back. The gaze goes with it. Just an awkward twist. Embrace it. Gosh, I miss you guys. When you're ready, reach up again. Maybe look up, because that's fun. And when you're ready, bring your hands down to heart center. Steady yourself with your drishti. Take a nice big breath in and lean forward. And then see what happens if you take your left elbow and hook it to the outside of the right leg. Yeah, maybe it won't happen, but if it does, just see how you like it. Maybe you want to open up your wings. Stretch those shoulders a little bit more. Good. Take a nice big breath. And then hands come down to the inside of the left foot. Right foot. Hands come down to the inside of the right foot. You knew that. Lower the left knee to the mat. Lower the top of the left foot. And we'll come into a low lizard pose. Lizard. Now you might stay here, or you might want a little bit more of a stretch. You might want to lower down to your blocks or the floor. We won't be here for too long. We just wanted to get a little hip stretch in. Come on. Take a nice big breath. Come up on your fingertips and take your right hand to this right knee and gaze back towards your left foot. You may see it, you may not. Let me see. Oh yeah, there it is. When you're ready, release, hands to the floor. Take your right foot back to meet your left. Bring your knees close in together and sink your hips back. Come into a child's pose. Let your shoulders relax by taking your hands back to your feet. And let your shoulders roll forward. And just surrender here. Super good. You've got this. Enjoy the stillness. Breathe into the back body. We'll take 5 breaths here. Whenever you're ready, if this doesn't work for you, no rush. We will meet in a downward facing dog. So come through table, lift your hips. If you're really enjoying this, take one more breath or two. And then whenever you're ready, hands come under shoulders, tuck the toes. Move the hands a little farther than shoulders. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog, number 2. Breathe in here. Maybe send your heels a little closer to the floor. And breathe out. And when you're ready, walk, skip, jump, make your way to the front of the mat. Come into your forward fold, roll out the wrists. And begin to rise, coming up slowly as we did before. Reaching up and looking up. This time, take a hold of the right wrist with the left hand and lean to the left, keeping those feet firmly planted. Inhale back, and then exhale, lean to the right. Good. Inhale, look up. And exhale, forward fold. Coming right into our halfway lift. Lengthen out the spine. And then exhale, hands to floor or blocks. Take the left foot, scooch it over to the left side of the mat. Right foot comes back to the right side of the mat. Little bend in the left knee. Press into both sides of the feet as you start to slowly rise up. Find your warrior one on this side. And just settle in. So making sure you have enough space between the feet and that back foot is spun at an angle. So good. Good. Turning the hips forward toward the front of the mat. Frame your ears, draw the pinkies together. Find your drishti. Beautiful warriors. Breathe in. And breathe out. When you're ready, take a hold of your hands. Maybe clasp your hands the funky way. Give your brain a little exercise there. Maybe squeeze your shoulder blades together and check in with your balance as you look up. And when you're ready, exhale to forward fold. Humble warrior. Embrace the wobble. Nothing's perfect. None of us are perfect yogis. I'm not going for that. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out as you slowly use the strength of your legs to rise. Maybe the arms reach up again. Good. Press into the right side of the right foot. Feel that stability. Nice big breath. Puff up the chest, and on your exhale, right arm goes forward, left arm goes back. Take the gaze with it if you dare. Good. Breathe in. Nice. Breathe out. Excellent. One more breath in, reaches the fingertips up. And then on the exhale, we're going to come forward. Take the hands to the inside of the right foot. Take that back foot and spin it so it's facing forward. Right knee comes to the mat. Right foot comes to the mat. And come into your version of lizard. So maybe it's lower down. Maybe it's higher up. No wrong way to do it. Yeah, maybe even your left hand comes to your right leg. You bring your right fingertips to the floor and then gaze back around over that left shoulder. See if you can see that right foot. Oh, not seeing you yet. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. Come forward. Take your both hands to the mat. Let your left knee come back to meet your right. We're going to lower all the way down to the mat by hugging the elbows in and come down slowly. So use those abs, use those strong arms, and make your way to the floor. Yes, we did it. Make a pillow, turn your head to one side. Sophie, shake it out. Take a full breath in and feel the belly pressing into the floor as you do. Nice exhalation. And then turn your head to the other side. Maybe Sophie, shake it out again. Nice breath in. And a nice long breath out. So good. When you're ready, forehead comes to the floor. Hands come to the outsides of the shoulders. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Tuck those shoulder blades in toward one another, bringing the elbows in toward the rib cage. And then begin to slowly peel yourself up, coming into a cobra. Hello, plant. Sounds like a Mary Oliver poem. Hello, plant in my face. Exhale down, lower down, forward, fold down. Sophie, shake it out. Let's go for cobra number 2, lifting up, squeezing those elbows in, using the strength of the arms and not crunching the shoulders up. Exhale all the way back down. Good. One more. Press yourself up. Come up a little bit more until you reach your knees, and then you come up to sit on your bum. And take the right leg and cross it over the left. Left foot is tucked in toward the right hip. Let's take a twist. Give yourself that length in the spine by pressing the right arm into the floor. And let's take 3 breaths to really twist into this twist so that we can really detox Let's just really ring out. So nice big breath in together, and an exhale takes you over that shoulder. Maybe the neck gets a little more stretched. Good. One more big breath in, lengthen out. And slowly unwind. Whew, yeah, unwind. Let's just take it to the other side. We've got some forward folds to get to because they're super good for us. Take the left hand and press your spine to its length. Let the crown of the head reach and the hips stay planted as you twist to the other side. Good, nice big breath. Nice long exhalation. See where you can go with this. Find your edge. Feel free to close your eyes. One more big breath in. And then exhalation. Exhalation. And then untwist. Take your legs wide on your mat, as wide as you like. Kind of set yourself up for a nice juicy forward fold using any props that you like, and then begin to walk your fingertips forward until you find that edge with a nice long spine. Take a big breath in, puff up the chest, and then on your exhalation, just let go. Let your arms rest on the floor or blocks or blanket, and let your chin bow. Just surrender here. Shoulders can roll forward here. You can find some expansion in the back body. Feet can relax or stay flexed. Let's take 5 nice deep breaths here. Maybe listening for the constriction of the throat. If you want to come try your Ujjayi breath. Just keeping your awareness on the breath. Embracing the stillness. A couple more breaths. Maybe you want to walk your hands forward a little bit more, lengthen out the spine, and then re-fold, or stay right where you are. So good. Take your time to slowly make your way back up. Lengthen out the spine and take a hold of the outsides of the legs. Bring them in front of you. Bring your hands to the mat and take some windshield washers, bringing the hips side to side. And then swing the legs around lengthwise on your mat. Make your way to your backs one more time. Find that full body stretch. Good. And then one more hug of the knees into the chest. Maybe some circles of the knees. And then extend the left leg long. Take the right leg up to the sky. Point and flex a couple of times. Circle out that ankle. And then switch. Right leg goes down, left leg up. Point and flex. Circle it out. Slowly lower the left leg down to the mat, and then take both legs. Bring them over to the right side of the mat. Maybe your left ankle crosses over the right, and then take your torso and keep your back on the mat, but scooch over toward the right. Maybe your arms reach up and overhead and into your plant, and your right hand can reach for the left wrist. And we rest here for a moment or two in banana asana. And see if you can soften here, finding those nooks and crannies that haven't felt the breath yet, breathing into the left side body. Really good. When you're ready, slowly come out. Let your spine neutralize, let it kind of settle. Lengthen it out again, maybe a full body stretch. And then take your left foot to the left side of the mat. Maybe the right foot crosses over the left ankle. And then scoot your torso just a little bit, doesn't take much, over to the left side and reach for your right wrist with your left hand. And then breathe into that right side body. Enjoy that stretch. Nice full breath in and a nice long breath out. Excellent. As you're ready, come back to center. Let everything neutralize. And then when you're ready, bring your knees into your chest. And then cross the left leg over the right. Take the hips over to the left and bring your legs over to the right for one final twist. Gaze out over the left arm. Nice big breath in. See if you can soften somewhere. You haven't softened yet today. Maybe it's that left hip. What a coincidence. That's what we're stretching. One more big breath. And slowly make your way back to center. Bring your feet to the floor. Scoot your hips back to the center. Cross the right leg over the left. Arms out to a T. And the knees go over to the left. Maybe the gaze goes to the right. Maybe this left hand just gently holds the outside of the right leg because it's nice. Nice big breath. Your exhalation brings you back to center. And then release your legs long. Take your blanket cover up or place it on your belly or under your neck. Find your Shavasana shape. Allow it to be nourishing for you. Allow your eyes to close. And allow your breath to just settle. All the hard work is done. Now it's time to rest. On this longest of nights, I leave you with this poem by Dana Folds. It's called Allow. There is no controlling life. Try corralling a lightning bolt, containing a tornado. Dam a stream and it will create a new channel. Resist and the tide will sweep you off your feet. Allow and grace will carry you to higher ground. The only safety lies in letting it all in, the wild and the weak, fear, fantasies, failures, and success. When loss rips off the doors of the heart, or sadness veils your vision with despair, practice becomes simply bearing the truth. In the choice to let go of your known way of being, the whole world is revealed to your new eyes. If you're home and comfy and you want to stay for a while, ignore me. But if you're ready to begin to bring movement into the body, just flutter your eyelids open, roll your head from side to side, wiggle fingers and toes. Do what feels good. And then make your way to one side. Just roll to your favorite side and allow yourself to pause there and soften there. And just be there. And maybe you stay for a little bit. But if you're ready to make your way to a comfortable seat, to the place where we started, begin to use the strength of your arms to press yourself up and let that spine lengthen out to its natural length, and let those shoulders drop down. And take your arms out, sweep them up, reach up for all the light, because it's always there, even when we don't see it. Draw the hands down to the heart, and take a moment to bow your head and offer up a prayer for yourself, for your family, for the world. That light is within you, within all of us. And the light that is within me sees and honors the light within you. Namaste. Peace, friends. Have a good solstice.
Have a very happy holiday and a happy, healthy new year.
Same to you. Same to you. I'm going to